Rage on that beat, going crazy.
People, welcome once again to hellohnclothing, and in today's tutorial we are going to be sewing the last illustration we did in our previous video. Yes, we actually drafted the pattern of this gown, we cut it already, and this video is just dedicated to sewing. Okay, and it was actually one of you on here that said, girl, what's up, we want to see the process of sewing, don't just fast forward it. How do we know what you're doing? Okay, so that's why I'm dedicating another video for it, so that I can take my time. You'll be able to see how I join, what I do, how I attain a clean finish. And if it's something you're interested in seeing how this gown was made, please do keep on watching. This is actually my Christmas gown, so okay, so without much rambling, let us get right into today's video. By the way, if you are yet to subscribe, please click the subscribe button, please. Okay, and give a thumbs up if you're enjoying the videos I put out. And if you have any other requests you want me to try out, I still have a lot, but just keep them coming in. At least I'll be able to plan the videos for subsequent days and weeks before the time gets there. Okay, and yeah, I've started talking too much. Let us get straight into sewing this particular tutorial. Yes, so I have gone ahead to put my hairstay in my cups. So I'm not using an actual cup. I'll be using wadding, the hard wadding. That is what I'll be using for this tutorial, and it's going to give me a shape of a cup, don't worry. I also ironed the lining with hairstay, but the main fabric is having the hard wadding. Okay, and the rest is just normal. This is the only thing that I iron wadding and hairstay to. And I'm not using boning because I don't have any boning. I'll just go ahead to sew it that way. You can do it with a boning or without a boning. So let us start, please. Okay, let's go. So I notched here, I notched those two lines here, and see the notches here. So I'm going to be joining up the notches together. The part that I notched, I'll make sure it's sewn together, and I'll sew it down, and I'll do the same for the other fabric. Okay guys, so now I have joined my cups for the lining. For the main fabric, I've joined all the cups together. Can you see that? Can you see? So I even ironed this thing. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is to take these two front pieces. I'm going to open it up and sew it 1/2 inch together. I'm going to sew both lining and main fabric. So this is it. When I open it up, this is what I have here, like so. So I'm going to put this here, sew it up along that 1/2 inch. put this here as well, sew it up along that 1/2 inch so that we have the cup space there. Then the same for the lining. So once we are done with that, we are going to take the cup for the lining. This cup is for this part. You sew it right, you start from this edge and sew it round, and the other one. So you see me attach the cup, so let's sew all of this, attach the cups, and be done for the upper part of the front. Then I'll take the bottom of the front skirt. I'm going to be attaching this skirt to the main fabric along the waistline. Okay, so I'll sew this along the waistline from one end to the other. Okay, just sew it straight. Can you see it's matching up? Do the same for the lining. So now the next thing to do is to sew this neckline, this upper neckline with itself. I'll remove the pins and I'm going to place it front side facing front side like so. I'll sew it along the neckline, this upper neckline. I'll sew it along this upper part and this lower part. I'll leave the shoulders and the armhole open, but I'll sew it along those two parts quickly and iron it as well. Alright guys, so I have gone ahead to, can you see it? I sewed the up and the down, so all this part is open. That was where I flipped it inside out from. I hope you can see that. So now what I'll do is I'm going to take this front piece like so, where my cup is, and place this like so to relax. So you are going to get your fabric like so and place it from here, from this cup to this part, and you pin it down. You have two options: either you first sew it down to stay, then you put your lining on top and sandwich everything in place, or if you know you're going to pin it not to move, put your lining already and just sandwich it so it doesn't move. So I have my pins here and let me just pin it already. Leave that armhole part, don't sew the armhole part, so that, because we'll still have a sleeve for this bodice, so I'll leave that armhole part. I'll just top by this cup every other part will go into the armhole by this cup. I'll begin from this cup here and stop here, okay? I'm going to sew it just a little, like 1/4 inch, then sew it straight down on both sides to the bottom. Please hem this place before you sew it straight down, and you stop there, okay? I hope you get the gist. From one cup to the other, sew everything closed, then leave that armhole part, then sew it just a little, so that you have a clean finish for the front. Let's quickly do all of that for the front, then we'll start working on the back.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
So we have finished the front. See how the neck is sitting pretty, see the corset, see the back. So I just pinned it to my dress form. Before you join the back, you have to put the drape on the front before you do the back. So this is my drape. Remember, this is the part that will be here, and the other part will be pleated to a very tiny thing. So I'm going to start putting this from above this waistline here. I'm going to put it above like so. So it should cover my tummy just a little. From there, let me wear my pink cushion. So from here, I'll pin it. And remember that I need to shrink it to about 16 inches. To about, what did we have? Yeah, 16 inches. So I'm going to shrink it to about 16 inches. I'll just shrink it. I'll pleat it just by that 0.5 inch till the drape reduces to 16 inches. I hope we can see what I'm doing. Just take it, pinch like 0.5, pleat it and pin it down. Okay, so just do that till it shrinks to about 16 inches, or till it just shrinks to about how you like it. last one here, because I actually slashed through this point. That's why I'm just pleating it. Okay, now on this other side, do well to stretch it out. Do well to just pack it, then stretch it out. Okay, or what you can do is, until you're done with everything, then you can now pleat this side. So all you just need to do is stretch it out. Because this is not my size, it's going to be difficult getting the perfect thing. Okay, so you just stretch it out and you pleat it.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
So stretch and pleat till you get the desired pleating you want. Okay, let's pleat this well. Just pleat it well, something that looks good. Let it look good. Yeah. Great. You need to join the front and the back here first, while this one will just be on that side. So arrange your pleats well. So it's looking good. And here, see the drop, see the drape. So if you had used a fabric that drapes, it's going to fall better. Don't worry, when I wash it 2 times, it will relax. So yeah, that is it for the front. So guys, here is my back pattern. So you see that I just held it, that place I notched, I just pinned it to the place where the waist that began. So this is my lining piece. I have notched and pinned it along that line, and it's matching up. The same for my 2 back pieces here. So you see that it's matching up as well. So I'm going to sew all the darts closed for the back. Then I will now attach it individually to each of the bottom parts. So once I sew this close, I'll attach it to the bottom part, sew it close, attach it to the bottom part, then fix my zip. So I came on here to explain, so that I'll just sew up the darts, attach, fix my zip, then I'll be back.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
He did not really understand what I did there. Okay, let me set it well. So it was the way I'll finish my inner part, my back clean. You first start from the neck, then you sew down the zip, hold that zip cloth, sew it down, then just stop halfway, don't get to the end, then you sew the side seams closed. That was what I did for both of them. So I'm sure you get it now. I hope you get the gist. So that's how I turn my zip. Now I'll just notch the neck area, notch, so that it relaxes when I flip it over. You can trim if you want to. But I'll just cut this corner away so that by the time I flip it, the corner won't just be bulging. So now to flip it in, put your hand and drag out. Okay, then now pull out the zip so that it comes up, and yeah, that's just it. So you see, put your hand in and flip it. I'm doing all of this because of one of you. You guys said, we came here for the sewing now, stop just fast forwarding and all. So that's what I did. Okay, so let me show you how it looks now. Yeah, so this is how it looks on the inside. So before you do any other thing, the only thing now left to do is to join your front and the back. Before you do any other joining, you need to iron. Let me zip this up. Okay, and also remember this place is still open, so you just sew it close. Sew it close to this part, so everywhere is closed. Yeah, and then yeah, that's it for the back. You can see how it's looking here, and yeah, so you give it a quick press, not quick, a good press, and let everything relax the back to sew that place closed up. So to sew it closed, just put right sides to right side and sew it palm along that 1 inch, so everything will be relaxed. Then we'll go on to join our front to the back. Let's quickly sew this closed. Then join our front to the back along the seam allowance. Alright guys, so this is my front pattern with the drape. This is my front bodice and this is the back. I've ironed it. I've also put hemming gum. I've also put hemming gum here so that it's not going to be opening up. That's along the slit. Okay, so now I'll just place my back on the front like so. Since everything has been sewn like to completion, I want to show you how you're going to pin this down. So you take the side seam from here, so you see that the back neck is matching up there. So now you pin along the side seam. Now, while for this other part that has the draping, you have to push the draping inside. You have to push it in because we are not going to be sewing that place. Let me remove all the pins that are there. We are not going to be sewing that place. That's why I said leave space when you sew it down with a needle and a thread. Leave space because you are going to be putting your back pattern like this. Okay? And you pin it down as well. Yeah, so the next one is this neckline. So you're going to use one neck to turn it against the other. Place the neck like this, then flip this over. You can use the front to sew the back. So you sew that place that way. Flip this one to over itself. You flip it so that you have a neat finish. Yeah. So you go on to measure as well your seam allowance. Then just measure to cross check that you have the right seam allowance. Okay. Then yeah, fix your sleeve and that's the end of this tutorial. So sew the shoulders 1/2 inch, then along the body measure to check your seam allowance that you have the right one. Okay.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
So guys, I was tempted to leave this as a sleeveless dress. So there are a few things I want to come on here to tell you before I put the sleeve and we're done. Number one was this keyhole. was too loose, so I just held it and tightened it up a little. I folded it in like so that it carries the corset properly and sits well. So those are the only two things. So let me show you what the inside is. Those are the only two things that that I just fixed, that I would advise you to fix. Sew your cup like 1/4 inch and hold this part, your dart more, so that it sits well. And also for this other one, if your keyhole does not relax, that's why you need to fit it. Instead of even doing this quick way, you should have loosened this, put it back inside. But man, this is my Christmas clothes, I can't go through that stress. That's why I just put it on top. So the last but not the least, if you were going to be leaving it as a sleeveless, use a bias to turn the sleeve, turn this armhole, and you're good to go. But now that we're not going to be doing sleeveless, I've gone ahead to sew my sleeve, and I'll match it up. This is for this side. This part that goes in is for this side. So I'll put it side seam to side seam at that point, then pin it round. So this is what we'll just go ahead to sew up. Sew both sleeves up, and yeah, that will be the end of this tutorial. So yeah, I hope you learned one or two things. I will still do this again. Okay, I'll still do it again. So you have the option of leaving it to fall freely or pleating it on the body. Whichever one is fine. And yeah, that is the end of this tutorial, guys. The Christmas card is ready. I am so happy. Alright guys, so if you did enjoy this tutorial, please don't forget to give me a huge thumbs up. Also like, share guys, share my video guys, subscribe if you're yet to, and yeah, Merry Christmas guys. Till we see you in the next tutorial. Stay safe, God bless you. Bye.